Items in a Super Smash Bros. Game, turning a fighting game into a party game. However, not all items are either well designed or good items just overall. These are the top 10 worst items in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Number 10. I am 100% for items that can heal your character when you have taken a lot of damage. However, I am not for items that can heal you and your opponents. The healing field is one of the dumbest items in this game because it heals not just you, but also your opponents. It is a free-for-all for who can stand in the healing field the longest and get more health back. It's really annoying because it turns a whole stage into a mini stage wherever that healing field is thrown and placed at. If you get this item and if you don't need it, throw it away. Throw it off the stage or throw it way over to the side and try to trick your enemy into staying there on the side and knocking them off the stage. Number 9. I have two issues with the X-Bomb. One, I do not like how it does not damage the person who thrown the item to activate it. And two, I hate how much time you have to wait for the item to activate. Just throw it and let it activate. I also hate the amount of range that it covers on a stage. Now for a smaller type stage, it really sucks and it's really hard to avoid because it lasts for about anywhere from 3 to 5 seconds. On a bigger stage, it won't be that much of an issue. I just find this item to be really annoying compared to other type of bomb-like items in this game. More quicker to activate and even have more repercussions even to the person who decided to use this item. Number 8. The issue that I have with the Fire Flower is its lack of design. What I mean with that is, in Mario games, when any Mario character would pick up the Fire Flower, they would change it to a red, white, and even orange type of color scheme. I wish they would have done that in Super Smash Bros. That would have been really awesome to see characters just switch and they actually fire like fireballs, like in Mario games. This one, no. If you use the Fire Flower, it's kind of like a flamethrower type item. It's one, not incredibly useful, since the time that you can use it doesn't last that long, and as you use it, the flame gets smaller and smaller as time goes on, making it easier for enemies to attack you while you have the item, and also it has a really slow airspeed, which could be an issue if you're trying to jump back on the stage while using the item. I just feel like the Fire Flower is really disappointing in its design aspect. Number 7. Let's create an item where once the user throws it, all the other players, they just kind of be picked up in the air and just stuck in a black hole. Yes, this item is called Black Hole. This item can easily be manipulated and can easily take out opponents. One, like I just mentioned before, the person who throws it does not get affected by this type of item. It's all the other players who do. They get picked up in the air a little bit and they're kind of stuck in the middle where it's quite difficult to escape. You just don't jump out of it. It pulls you back in. And it's easier for the person who summoned it to land really heavy smash attacks to the other opponents, easily not racking up their percentage points. I just think the Black Hole item is just an item you can easily manipulate, and whoever has summoned the item can only be used in their favor. Number 6, I'm just going to come out and say it. Rambling Evil Mushroom is a terrible item because if you spray the other opponents, and yes, that's what you pretty much have to do, or if it touches you, like you can throw the Rambling Mushroom and it will act like its own type of character by walking back and forth. If it touches you enough times, your controls will be reversed. This is annoying. I hate games where controls get reversed. This item, I literally hate. This is one of the worst items in my opinion in Super Smash Bros. Only due to the fact that it reverses your controls. Number 5, Gust Bellows is one of those items, if you are using it, it's going to be in your favor each and every single time. However, if you throw it away without it being fully used, it will kind of bounce around a little bit, summoning wind left and right. And that's really what it is. It just creates winds of gust, pushing your enemies off the edge of whatever stage they are on. So for example, if it is a stage where it's an endless pit at the sides of it and your character has a terrible recovery like Incineroar, you are not going to have fun trying to get back onto the stage with this type of item being used. The design of this item is just terrible in my opinion. Number 4. So you know how to play Super Smash Bros. Attacking, jumping, defending, grabbing, throwing enemies, all that type of good stuff. Now imagine that you're defending and avoiding other enemies' attacks, but you have the sun or big ball of flame item that you have to avoid because the summoner is attacking it and making it grow bigger, and it is taking up pretty much the main section of the stage or even tiny sections wherever it is thrown at. Yes, now you have to change your whole tactic around to avoid the Hothead item. This is one of the worst items in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate because the amount of percentage damage that it does and how quickly this item can go around the stage the longer that it is in play, and also the bigger it is. This is just a terrible item, and it only works well for the person who has summoned it because that person does not deal any type of damage whatsoever. This item can really get nerfed, in my opinion, in both percentage and size, and maybe, just maybe, it would probably be off this list. Number 3, I love the Bomb from Mario franchise. I love it. I think it's a great character. As an item in Smash Bros., I hate it. Pretty much, if you throw it at someone, it does a huge amount of percentage damage that can literally change the tide of the whole match. Great character, terrible item in my opinion. Also, when in Summon Death and no one moves, Bomb-Bombs will fly from the sky. I kind of get it. They have to wrap the match up somehow, and they can't just have people just standing there. I get it. It's kind of cheap in my opinion though. Number 2, I'm always happy when there's more Animal Crossing representation, especially in Smash Brothers. But man, I do not like the bee item. It's pretty much a beehive and you're throwing it at enemies, and pretty much whoever is the closest to it, not even the enemy that it was thrown at, gets attacked by bees. However, the bees can be manipulated in some enemies' favor, like with Diddy, he can spam rocket barrels. So really, is this item well designed? No, because it can be manipulated by other characters, making other characters have more of an advantage over other characters by using a type of item that's already not well designed. Number 1, seeing where your enemies are going to attack, how they're going to defend, is a key aspect in any fighting game, just not Super Smash Bros. However, let's create an item that blocks your enemy's movement, which makes it harder to block or dodge their attacks. I am talking about the Smoke Ball. The Smoke Ball range as well is absolutely ridiculous. It is a huge type of smoke that can stick onto enemies, and if several enemies are attacking each other, it can literally be used as an annoying defense mechanism where no one can see what type of attacks are being used and what type of different types of attacks that players need to try to defend and try to counter against. Smoke Ball is the worst item in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.